Ms. Luckoff, were you ready on your other matter?
I am, and Your Honor, I don't believe I have technical permission to appear on Zoom on the other matter, so I hope it's okay. I just want to, I'm always forthright.
Like drive all the way out here or yell?
Well,
You'd be yelling at me saying, why can't I appear via Zoom? Then she'd go
me yell
into,
at you? No, never.
oh,
never.
you every Friday you're yelling at me. And you know, I'm sensitive and I have feeling. All right.
Wait, what'd you say? What? You're sensitive? Oh, you're very sensitive.
Yeah.
I know that. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, that was a bit much. Anyway.
Tommy V in Michigan. He was on fire this morning.
Okay, thank you, Tommy V in Michigan. Yes, sir. If you share my prayers.
Tommy V's on. Yeah, we'll jump over there.
Tommy V doing great stuff over there.
Arbor One West versus Chauncey Hines.
For the record, Your Honor, Cheryl Luckoff on behalf of the plaintiff.
Good morning, Your Honor. Jill Bauer, on behalf of Chauncey Hines, who is also present.
Okay, two things that I think I know. One is it looks like the rent was paid and there is
Correct.
a writ outstanding.
Some of this motion has been resolved. Ms. Luckoff and I were able to talk yesterday. They have called back the writ, so that's not.
Got it. Okay.
So the two issues that remain is Mr. Hyman is asking for the judgment to be set aside. And then and then the other thing is, I don't know if the court is prepared to go over it, but I just got the ledger from Ms. Luckoff yesterday about 4 o'clock. And there are some things that I think should not be on the ledger. And the issue is that Mr. Hyman paid almost $4,600 in rent during the pendency of the case. And so there's a determination that needs to be made of what amount of refund he is entitled to, now that MISHDA has paid the rent at 100%. There's been an overpayment to the landlord because of all of the MISHDA payments coming in and then the rent that he paid into escrow at the court.
Right. That I paid over to plaintiff at one point to try to. But was that on this case or the other case?
I have a printout from the clerk if you would like to see it.
Well, hang on a second. I'm looking. Was it on this case?
I mean, the only check we have is from January 2nd, $4,575. If that was, it's not labeled as escrow.
That's the only one you have from the court, you mean?
Well, that's the only thing, that's the only item on the ledger that's labeled check. The rest are MISHDA, HAP, or yeah, that's the only payment, $4,575.
I don't
think that was the court, but
yeah, I think it.
Put it as.
Yeah, I think, but can you look and see if there's another case?
Yes, I will look for another case because I do not see escrow in this case.
Yes, Your Honor, it is another case.
That's what I thought.
okay.
Because
Same housing situation.
no, I know, but what happened is he paid that amount. That case got resolved because
Yeah, okay.
when he paid that amount, it got resolved because he was, I think, dealing with this issue still.
Still, Your Honor, MISHDA went back and paid those months that he also paid. They paid 11 months.
No, I know, but what I'm saying is I'm not, I have nothing in, if you're ordering a refund, I don't have, I don't have that case. So I have nothing to refund.
Right, I would, no, yes, I understand that the plaintiff has the money. We just, and I can file a separate case about the ledger issues if we can't come to a resolution, but I did mention in my motion that he would be entitled to a refund that would need to be, the amount would need to be determined. So,
No, I understand that in your motion. What I'm saying is this, typically, and this is what I recall with Mr. Hyman. Normally, when people put it into escrow, we get to this point, I would just be able to split it out and do whatever. I don't know that we get to this point because on the previous case, he paid into escrow. He told me what the issue was or what he thought the issue was at that point, paid it into escrow in order to maintain his tenancy. It got paid over to the landlord. Right?
yes.
I don't know how I would order the landlord to pay that back because that case is closed. And the reality is, had he not paid it, I don't know that we're here at this juncture because he would have been out probably on a judgment and a writ on that case. Let me ask this. How much, now that everything's been reinstated, how much is his monthly rent?
$1,075, and MISHDA pays 100% of it.
Oh, so he's zero.
Yes. So that's why I have a concern that late fees have been assessed against him when it was MISHDA that, and I even have the ALJ decision where they basically suggest that it was wrong for MISHDA to stop paying his rent while his.
Okay, but hold on. Is MISHDA then gonna pay the late fees?
No. But Your Honor, we have $525 worth of late fees, and late fees are not supposed to be punitive. And I think when you look at the whole case where MISHDA was the one.
Okay, so if we want to go, yes, you're right. They're not supposed to be punitive, not supposed to be liquidated damages. But I'm also looking at they have to be tied theoretically to the landlord's efforts in rent collection.
Right, and
I'm gonna let you go on, but I have two cases that the landlord has had to spend effort to try to collect the rent. And if you want me to go back and explore the late fees, I will, but I don't know how that argument's made in this instance. Because I can tell you in the last instance, and I was joking with Ms. Luckoff about yelling at me, but she really did want to yell at me when I gave him an adjournment in the previous case. I remember that. Oh yeah, that was ugly. That was ugly. I was scared.
well, Your Honor, I would say that it looks like most of the late fees were all assessed after the previous case. And
Oh yeah, I if you want to go down that path, yeah, that's fine. But I'll take the journey with you, but I don't know that you're gonna like the end result. I mean, here's the reality, Ms. Bauer, with Mr. Hyman's case. I don't know that any of what really has transpired was his fault, it certainly wasn't the landlord's fault. It's this third party that's in there that's doing things to him, right? That's causing this whole thing to cascade.
Your Honor, I think what I'd like to do is just withdraw my request for the court to address the issues on the ledger, because I really don't think I've properly presented it and provided research and stuff, so I'd like to withdraw it at this time. And I'll talk about it with my client, and we will file a separate pleading if we want to pursue that.
Yeah. So.
I'll talk to you later.
Oh,
Okay. I get you, but I'm not. In this case here, I don't have anything to order back,
Right.
right? If it's in the previous matter,
Your Honor, there are several categories of things on his ledger that I don't think should be there, so I think it would just be better if I presented it separately, and provided case law and HUD regulations to back up my assertions, so. If the-
okay, what are you gonna do then? Are you gonna file it in this one? Or are you gonna file it? I mean, I'm trying to figure out, I'm not, you can file whatever you want, but I'm just saying, are you gonna try to file it within the confines of this case, the previous case, or are you planning on doing something new?
I honestly, Your Honor.
Because I hear the judges at circuit court aren't doing anything to, and so, no, I'm kidding, go ahead.
Your Honor, I really want to talk to my supervisor about which direction I should go with it, so
Oh, who's that?
Lou and Tish are the ones that I consult about this kind of thing.
Okay, talk to Lou, don't talk to Tim,
Okay,
because, well, I'm just saying, that's my suggestion.
okay. But the other issue, Your Honor, is I really think that it's important for Mr. Hyman going forward to not have the judgment on his record. And it really was not his fault that this rent didn't get paid. And so I really would ask the court to seriously consider setting the judgment aside.
Your Honor, we've argued this already. This was a previous motion was already filed to set aside the judgment. It was denied. I don't want to go down this road, but we can argue about if it was his fault or was not his fault, but we've already had this before the court. And frankly, the amount of time that I have had to spend on this case and the amount of expense my client has had is with these voluminous briefs, et cetera. It's a lot. But this has been filed for and denied.
Your Honor, the previous motion was based on the CARES Act. This is a different issue. The judgment has been satisfied.
No, I know, but I think what Ms. Luckoff's point is that, and I think I was saying this, I don't think that it was necessarily Mr. Hyman doing in terms of what, like he was doing stuff out there and just not paying, not doing anything. He's been using his best efforts, which is how the other case got dismissed. But nor is it the plaintiff's fault in all of this, right? I mean,
I just don't see what the harm to the plaintiff is now based on the setting the judgment aside.
I don't believe that's a standard. Go ahead, Your Honor. I'm sorry.
no, go ahead. That really isn't the standard. I'm not going to set aside the judgment. I mean, the judgment stands, and quite frankly, I think it might have assisted in the fact that there was a judgment that got some people moving in a certain direction to get it paid and to rectify things. But so I'm going to deny again the motion to set aside the judgment. I'm not setting it aside.
No, you're gonna get money back. Just figure out how much. Your Honor, can I have a moment to just explain?
Yes, go ahead. You may want to hit the thing on there so we don't hear it. There we go. You have to hold it. Sorry.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, so I've denied that motion. What else? Are you just gonna, counsel, you're just gonna try to deal with Ms. Luckoff regarding that, or how?
Yeah, I'm gonna send a detailed request for days to be taken off the ledger and see if we can work it out. And then if we can't, I'll talk to my supervisors about what the next step should be.
Okay. And I'll make this suggestion. That if I think it would be cleaner that if you're seeking, if you can't agree on whether or not money should come back or anything, that the reality is that it be opened, that anything that you file is based upon reopening the previous case, because that's where I had the escrow,
Okay.
if that makes sense to you. I mean, you can do it whatever we want, but I'm just suggesting that might be it. All right, so the writ, I'm gonna put in here that the writ is quashed so that in case somebody comes back and looks at the file with the writ. So, okay, all right.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, folks.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Ms. Luckoff. Take care.
You too. Thanks.